Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. It's another beautiful day here, so I'm at the beach again and I got my tropical shirt out. So this is your weekly horoscope for Monday the 13th of May, going through until Sunday the 19th of May 2024. Thanks for joining me. What I do in these weekly horoscopes is I go through each day of the week to see what the planets are doing and how they're likely to influence us. So I'll go from Monday to Sunday. And once I've done that, I'll go through each sign of the zodiac from Aries through to Pisces to give you a specific message for your sign of the zodiac. Okay, so what I noticed with this horoscope this week is that it's a really kind of straightforward, grounded type of energy. Astrology is based on the seasons, right? So whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, this is a time for kind of being outside and having that sense of I can build something, I can create things, I can take actions that will lead to real security in the here, now, and for the future. So I noticed that throughout the week, you'll be able to multitask and operate really well on a lot of different levels. And there's a particular connection with nature, and again, having that sense of I can touch it, I can feel it, therefore I feel settled and grounded and content and secure. So whether you're working or you're working towards something or you're creative in some sort of tangible way, there's a sense that I have a natural affinity with this. And if there's any sense of warmth that I want to express, I have the right format right in front of me. So it's very hands-on and very kind of can-do energy and attitude this week. So starting with Monday the 13th of May, we have the moon in Cancer. That placement is very positive. The moon is the way you feel and it actually rules Cancer, right? So for the moon in Cancer, it gives you a natural ability to connect, whether it's on a spiritual level or with other people, or again, creatively. It immediately kind of sets the stage for all of this to happen. And it forms a square. So there's friction between the Cancer moon and Mercury in Aries. So Mercury is the communication planet. In Aries, it's very focused on getting things done and getting things outside of the self and expressing it. And it also trines Neptune, the planet that's really responsible for imagination on a larger scale, and kind of thinking about the things that connect us to other human beings, kind of the collective unconscious we can all tap into. And it also sextiles Jupiter in Taurus, so the lucky planet, being in an earth sign, particularly Taurus, is again that energy of I have access to things, I can adapt them, I can change them, and I can also create my own content in a physical kind of way. The Sun in Taurus then conjuncts Uranus in Taurus, and that makes this ability even stronger because Uranus is about seeing beyond the surface level of things and also imagining what could be. So the Sun in Taurus, your identity, what you're striving towards in this very fixed earthy sign, as in if I put my hands on anything, I can change anything that's out there. And with this conjunction, so the two sitting together, it's really like this sense that nothing's going to stop you. There's no mountain that's going to prevent you from getting to the top. It's this sense in your bones that anything is possible, and therefore it kind of is. So if you have to make big changes on Monday or this week, really start to look at them as soon as possible. You'll have the confidence and this sense of ability that I can take on anything. What else have we got? We've got the moon then going into Leo at 36 minutes past 11 in the morning, and that's based on my time zone here in the UK. So the moon going into Leo now moves from Earth and into fire. And Leo is really about having a passion that you want to share with other people and occupying this space of authority and leadership, and even being able to influence other people or get them to kind of see your point of view. Leo can also be the entertainer. And I would say both Leo and Taurus are able to express their own voice in a particular way. So Taurus would express it in something earthy and tangible, whereas Leo would be actually look at me and listen to me and would say this is the message and I'm communicating it either verbally or I'm demonstrating it. So both of these placements, I feel, put you in a real position of strength and control. So again, it's kind of like if I want to do it, if I want to change it, then of course it will be possible. It's that assumption that of course things are going to succeed. So the Leo moon then opposes Pluto in Aquarius. So that's interesting because that axis, both Leo and Aquarius, are about the public and kind of communicating something. Leo is about this is my personal talent and I want to showcase it and I want to feel good about it, right? Whereas Aquarius is this is the information. I happen to be able to write or talk or teach. So it's kind of my job to share this with other people. So both of those come at the same theme, as in something I'm doing and creating and putting out there is going to have an influence on a greater audience. And they're both masculine elements. It's fire and air. And both of those urge you to kind of make an impression based on something that's happening internally. So this theme keeps coming up. Whatever is going on for you on the inside, it's a good time to express that. And if you want to, make it beautiful, then it's through creative work. But if you really want to express something that you're passionate about, it's also by connecting with other people and getting them together as a group and saying, we as a unit can do this. And not only that, the Leo moon then trines Mars, which is the planet of ambition and drive, and that's in the sign that it rules, Aries. So Mars is really happy in this placement. It's saying that if I do have a sense of motivation when it comes to any topic, then it's really possible for me to make progress with it and to kind of get it in hand and to feel a sense of control over it. And finally, Venus, the planet of love and creativity and a sense that I want to give something a new life and create a new beginning. That's also in the earth sign Taurus, so that's very hands-on as well. So if you are a creative person, or if you want to get creative around your circumstances and you want to rejig things a little, Monday immediately gives you access to all of these things. But Venus in Taurus, it also sextiles Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn is an outer planet that's very much about the structure of things you can rely on, right? Things that are solid and beyond question. And with this being in Pisces, there's a feeling that I am connected to my genuine true instincts and I can trust that, or I'm connected to something bigger which is guiding me. And that may sound a little vague, but it's really that feeling of whatever I'm doing right now is good and is going to work out because I have this feeling that it's meant to happen. It's kind of right for me on a karmic level. When I created my deck of tarot cards, I put the number 444 on the Chariot, which is triumph and success. And I did that because it's exactly that feeling, as in I'm being guided towards some type of action. So I feel like a positive, warm and loving kind of presence is in my life and is giving me a guiding hand. And that's what I'm trying to say here about Monday, is that you may be doing things that feel good, but there's also a sense of validation and support by your feelings or your sense of connection to something bigger. So with all of these energies coming in on Monday, you start the week with what I would say is perfect balance, and you can kind of operate on all these different levels in your relationships, or I want to move, or I want to express myself creatively, or I want to study a new subject. So whatever it is that you care about, look into it and you'll make loads of progress. And whether that's also self-care, pursuing your own passions, creating time and space for that in your daily routine. So whatever it is you focus on Monday, it's likely to go well, and it will build your confidence. So the more things where the outcome isn't particularly guaranteed, where things could go either way, pursue those things on Monday, and the odds are really stacked in your favor here. But the only warning I want to give about Monday is, because you have such high levels of confidence and you kind of know what you're doing, there may be a little conflict with other people if you don't take the time to explain, and you just kind of, if you come off a little strong and a little strict. So be patient and kind of be open to hearing other points of view and opinions and weave those in rather than overpowering them. Yeah, so on Tuesday, the 14th, we've got the moon still in Leo, so there's this ongoing sense of I want to pursue things that interest me and I want to take on a position of strength and leadership here. It also trines Mars and Chiron in Aries, so again we've got ambition in the sign that it rules. And Chiron is the asteroid that has to do with the wounded healer. So it amplifies this whole energy of, if I'm motivated and if this is one of my passions, I must pursue it. Now it also has the promise that if I do this, it's going to be healing for this situation in my entire life. And I would even argue that with all this the solid earth energy we've got floating around, that it is possible to really build something solid that feels like you're healing the past. That's interesting because that came up last week as well. So there's this sense of I can replace disappointment with what I'm doing in the here and now. So I can amend where I've come from and what I felt. Okay, so let's see. We have then the Leo moon also forming a square with Venus in Taurus, and it also quincunxes Saturn in Pisces. So again, we've got I'm confident and able and I want to put myself in the spotlight. At the same time, there's an ongoing desire to express myself creatively and to capture that in some sort of format. and this ongoing sense of well-being. So that's what I meant with this week, because we've got water and fire and air and earth, and you really have access to all of those. So whatever it is that's most important for you at the moment, it's like you've been given this structure so you can build whatever it is you want on it. So with Tuesday the 14th, with all the fire coming into the chart, it's a really great day for exercise, getting your blood pumping, and also working outside in nature. So whether it's gardening or yoga or, doing handstands, it's really the season of the body and creating well-being in your own body, your own system. And it's also creativity and spiritual connection. And intellectual connection, and there's nothing really missing. So the underlying theme here this whole week is that you're likely to be very content because you have access to everything. So it's not like this sense of unease or there's something missing or I need to go find something. Spiritual practice like meditation are also supported on Tuesday. And if you find yourself doing something you enjoy on this day, and maybe you do it every day or every other week, but it's something that's consistently there, pay attention to it and make a note, because this could be an ongoing area of interest in future, or it could become a hobby, or even if it is a hobby already, it could be something that's more significant in your life and you could turn it into something even more important. On Wednesday, the 15th of May, we have the moon in Leo still. So we've got the beginning of the week here. So from Monday in the morning, my time, till Wednesday, we've got all this fire, and fire is about passion. So if things haven't felt particularly exciting, the beginning of the week will really serve you in that regard. But on Wednesday, the Leo moon then squares the sun, the identity you're striving towards. Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, so anything is possible. And it also trines Chiron in Aries, so you keep being prompted to pursue the things that are important to you right now. And then the communication planet Mercury goes into Taurus. So things become even more solid. You'll start to get even more messages from kind of viewing things that interest you, like art or things that you find beautiful. Again, nature, being around other people. It becomes even more grounded and solid as the week continues now. And the Leo moon then quincunxes Neptune in Pisces. That's likely to make you very inspired as far as your own imagination is concerned. The moon then goes into Virgo at 10:33 in the evening. And the Virgo moon trines Mercury in Taurus, so more Earth, and it quincunxes Pluto in Aquarius. So that's a nice combination between my ideas are fired, and I'm thinking now about lots of different themes and kind of things that could be. And I have the practical know-how to capture those ideas in some sort of tangible way through creativity, or I can restructure the everyday routine of my life. So if I have wanted to move for a long time, or if I wanted to change jobs, or I've wanted to let go of something and haven't been able to, you'll be able to figure that out on Wednesday. So overall, Wednesday then is a wonderful day to come to a decision, because you can back up this decision and you can explain why you've come to it. So if there's been a lack of clarity around a particular issue, look again on Wednesday and you're likely to have total clarity. Also, there's the ability to strategize on a really intellectual level. And like I said a moment ago, you have the practical know-how to get things done. So if anything has not shifted or it's been an ongoing kind of headache, look at it on Wednesday and you'll be able to mold that and take control of it in a way that's going to be super satisfying. On Thursday, the 16th of May, there's not much happening. We've got the moon in Virgo. So Virgo is an earth sign ruled by Mercury, and Virgo likes to study and it likes to look at the environment and come to its own conclusions. And it quincunxes Mars in Aries, and again, this is what I feel passionate about. So on Thursday, you're likely to see something which really causes a response. This means A, B, or C, therefore I have to do E, F, G. It's kind of something is coming in and I understand it, therefore I can move ahead with it. So it's likely on Thursday that you're able to problem solve. So it's a good day to get organized. And that's both to do with your schedule and your daily routine, but particularly finding the necessary action steps required to get something new off the ground. You'll find that really easy to imagine and even to note down. So for instance, the logistics of setting up a new business or planning a move, all of those kind of organizational things you'll find really easy to manage. And because of that, it's really straightforward. You can get a lot of mapping out done. a lot of admin, anything that requires you to kind of get things down in order, right? You'll find really easy. Friday the 17th of May, we have we have Mercury, the communication planet, in Taurus. So this ongoing connection to the earth and being able to express yourself. Again, that theme of I'm getting it out of my inner environment and out into the actual world. And that squares Pluto and Aquarius, so you're likely to be even more inspired. New things are occurring to you all the time, new ideas, and you see other ways forward. So Friday, if you're being told this is the way we have to do it and there's no other way, then you'll be able to look at that yourself and to say, well, actually, I just had an idea and this is the way we could do it. The Virgo moon opposes Saturn in Pisces. It trines Venus, Uranus, and the Sun, as well as Jupiter in Taurus, and it quincunxes Chiron in Aries. So we've got so much Earth now. We have Venus, Uranus, the Sun, and Jupiter in Taurus. And your Mercury, the way you see things as well, is in Taurus. Mercury, the communication planet. So I would say Friday is really when you have the most ability as far as deductive reasoning is concerned, or as far as receiving messages from your environment, or as far as like seeing a pattern or a symbol that represents this is the answer to what I was trying to accomplish. So pay attention by what shows up on Friday, but on a more kind of intuitive level, I think you're going to be inspired by something you see out in nature. So whether it's an actual message, a word, or a symbol that means something to you, there may also be like a natural sense of inspiration, and I'm being energized by being in this environment. Also, it may be possible that someone else you have connections with kind of shows you something that they've created. So that same theme, something from within, they've actually managed to express, and that inspires you. But with all the Taurus energy, particularly Venus, it's a really good day for a first date, Friday. You're likely to kind of experience an easygoing sense of calm. So if you get nervous or restless, that's not likely to show up. Self-care and self-healing is supported on Friday. Specifically through physical activities like swimming and yoga, stretching, Pilates, anything like that, running. Okay, Saturday the 18th of May, we have the moon now still in Virgo, so that grounds you along with Mercury in Taurus, but it opposes Neptune in Pisces and it trines Jupiter and the Sun in Taurus. So if any idea occurs to you on Saturday, as in this might be nice, you'll get a lot of satisfaction from moving forward with that immediately. Like instant gratification will work on Saturday. The moon then enters Libra at 11:23 in the morning. And the moon going into Libra, it's now in an air sign, and it's much more focused about connecting to other people rather than nature. So the kind of affinity with the earth element lasts from Monday to Friday, and now it shifts into how do I communicate and how do I express myself through words, and how do I interact with other people, and how do I consider their actions and their feelings. It's much more about tuning into your environment and using your antennas to figure out what's going on around you, like on an intellectual level. And Venus in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus, so you still do have access to the earthy stuff, but now the intellect's involved. And the Libra moon trines Pluto and Aquarius, and it quincunxes Mercury in Taurus. So this again, I feel you may be getting ideas and inspirations via other people you're talking to, or the environment. It can kind of come from both now. And the Libra moon then trines, I mentioned that, the Sun in Taurus conjuncts Jupiter in Taurus. So to me, that's a really, really lucky placement. So if your Sun is your identity, what you're striving towards, right? And all the ideas you're getting to embody that. And then you've got Jupiter, good luck, sitting next to it. In a chart, the way this looks is like Jupiter is a symbol that's silver and the Sun is kind of gold, yellow, right? And it's like a sparkling treasure. So if you listen to your inner guts and what it is you want to control and manifest, Jupiter supports that, and you're likely to, and I know this sounds over the top, but for instance, if all your friends have been starting their own businesses or traveling or whatever, and you're thinking, I'd like to make a change, but I haven't had a specific idea, Saturday is the kind of day where that kind of idea comes through. And again, it can come by the environment or what you're overhearing. So on Saturday, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to kind of get creative, but more than that is to kind of take a day off and to just recharge. Being around other people and being out in nature, all of those things are really going to work wonders for you, and you'll recharge really quickly. Like I mentioned a moment ago, please do expect some good luck via another person in your life. And it's either the person themselves or what they present to you creatively. That can be seen as a gift, and that's the thing that inspires you. So it could be a business idea or just a light bulb going on saying, okay, I've considered this for 2 months now and I will move. For whatever reason, something has clicked and I've come to that conclusion, I'm now going to do it. So it's that sense of freedom that's associated with coming to that kind of decision and saying, yeah, I don't have to be ho-ha, back and forth over it, I can just do it. On Sunday the 19th, we've got the moon still in Libra. So most of the week we've got the moon either in Leo and Libra, and again both masculine elements, fire and air, so really it's about what you can contribute and express. That opposes Mars and Chiron in Aries, and it quincunxes Saturn in Pisces. So it puts you more into a balanced mode when it comes to my needs, what I want to express, but also what's going on around me. You can kind of operate on those levels now and manage both. And the sense of well-being via Saturn in Pisces is still there. But the Taurus sun also sextiles Neptune in Pisces, and that makes you very intuitive and creative. When I'm looking at someone's birth chart, if they ask me, hey Greg, do I have any intuitive abilities? Would you say I'm kind of psychic? I look at what the sun and Neptune are doing, because the sun is your conscious identity, right? And when there's an opposition with Neptune in a chart, that person is intuitive, but it often feels very alien. If it's squared, like in mine, then I use symbols to kind of instruct my intuition, and I can kind of bounce off of it and come to a conclusion. But a lot of people who have Neptune and the Sun conjunct in their chart, they are very, very intuitive, but they often overlook it. It's like the fog of Neptune then shrouds that talent in kind of some sort of a mist, and the person often isn't even aware of how much they contribute. So it's really important. In this case, the Sun sextiles Neptune, right? So they're blending their energies harmoniously together. So again, Sunday is going to be a day where you're massively creative, where you can listen to your own intuition for guidance, and where you can really read the situation by listening to your intuition rather than just using your intellect, right? So because the fog kind of comes in now and there's a potential to overlook things, unless you're using your intuition, there could be conflict now on Sunday between you and other people. But it could, so that's similar to the suit of wands in the tarot, right? It can be conflict, but it can also be chemistry and passion and real heat. But it can show up in one of two ways. Either it's real focus, or it can be destructive, or it can be the heat, or it can be anger. So it could go either way on Sunday. Ultimately, what's going to work again for you is anything that is uncomplicated, as in I don't have to discuss it or explain it, I can just move forward with it, or as simple as I'm going to do some exercise to gain that sense of momentum, or I'm going to be out in nature to read symbols. All of those things will continue to work for you. So it's very much like a week of being outdoors and really what's looking around you and what's kind of giving you information, and then processing that and expressing your own contribution to it. So there's real nice balance on an ongoing level here this week. Okay, so let's see what each sign, what's happening for each of the signs. So for Aries, you'll notice that you're particularly talented when it comes to strategy and organization in your working life. So if you have to kind of shift things around to make them more effective, you'll have almost an intuitive knack for that. You can also restructure the everyday kind of routine of your life, and you're unlikely to have relationship issues, whether that's in your working life, your working relationships with colleagues, but any kind of relationships, friends, family. So if there's been any kind of change that you've considered now for a while, you may look out for this moment of I've come to a decision. You'll immediately be able to action the practical steps that are required to make this thing a reality. So Aries, you're going to find this very satisfying in terms of I can decide and then I can make it happen. It's really straightforward for you. Taurus, you're going to notice that you have one of the best weeks of the year this week. If you're in love, or if you love to work in a particular way, or you're looking for something to really inspire you and to make you feel the love, you're going to have good news this week, because the whole atmosphere for you is very romantic. You're in charge and you're able to really enjoy the finer things in life. So you're likely to have a very satisfying week here. Ultimately, Taurus, it's about making a dream a reality, or a dream becoming reality for you. So something that just exists in a feeling or in the ethers, it becomes a physical, real thing and a consistent presence in your life this week. So you have a lot to look forward to. Gemini, if you've been meditating on something or you've been trying to get a kind of divine message or deeper understanding, it brings me back to that 444, you know, taking divinely guided action and then implementing it. You really have access to that side of things the most. So if you've been listening for something and trying to get an answer, you're really likely to get it this week. And anything where there's that sense of something external is giving me more information, you're going to feel like you finally are creating a dialogue and you finally hear something or get some message, and it gives you the answer for a particular thing and allows you to move forward. Cancer, if you're working really hard and things haven't been going the way you want or moving as quickly as you would like, you're going to make a lot of progress this week in your working life. But also if you've been looking to make changes beyond that, so to change your work, or you've sent an application, or you're waiting for something to materialize, to hear something back, that's likely to come in this week. And expect good news, particularly in work, but it could also be in other areas of your life, relationships, whatever it may be. You're also going to be able to get this sense of being on holiday by spending times with friends, family, people you really care about. There'll be so much levity and laughter that it feels like, wow, like the stress is completely melted away. Leo, it's a wonderful week for you to discover something new through study and learning. So whatever you feel drawn to this week, pay close attention, because it could be a glimpse of something you could do professionally in future. So something that you learn or discover this week could be a more solid thing in your life. And you're also unlikely to have any issues in your existing work or what you're working towards. And again, it would be a nice opportunity to just take a bit of time off and to explore new things, to be inspired and to feel like you're living your best life. So for you, Leo, I don't see it being overly complicated. Virgo, you're going to make a lot of inroads if you have to deal with bureaucracy or red tape. There may also be a sense of wanting to stay put and enjoying this time where there's not a lot of pressure on you. You may have a sense of some sort of pressure has been lifted recently, and it's time for you to just take a breath and to enjoy this kind of new atmosphere. And for you particularly, Virgo, nature and creative work, they're going to make you feel like you're on a mini holiday. So please pursue that. Libra, if you're in a new relationship with a person or with a new way of expressing yourself, you'll find that things move very quickly this week and they move forward in the right way. So you may feel like, wow, this is really like galloping forward, but it's actually likely to go very, very well. So rather than digging your heels in, trust the process and go with it. But the real potential for you, Libra, is that you could fall heads over heels in love this week. So if you're single and looking, it's an amazing week for you. But even if you're looking to fall in love with something that allows you to, express yourself or something that makes you feel empowered, you'll find that love if you go out and look for it. Scorpio, you're going to be amazing at getting things organized this week. So you're the most capable of the signs when it comes to logistics, strategy, organization. And it also extends well into your ability to delegate. So if you're kind of leading a group or working with other people. So if you need to plan an event or actually, throw a party on an event and get things organized, you'll have no trouble keeping an eye on all the different moving parts, and you're likely to be really on top of it this week. So if there's anything that you're apprehensive or nervous about, it's likely to be really unfounded. Sagittarius, for you, it's really a week to slow down a little bit, to smell the roses and to enjoy the people you may have around you at the moment. It's a great week for you to do things differently and to get a real sense of joy from the simple pleasures in life, things that are free of charge. And it's less likely that this week you feel restless or like you need to discover something new. I think you're going to feel very content with what you've got, and it's a wonderful opportunity for you to just kick back and say, I'm going to recharge here. I don't need to go all the time. I don't need to be productive all the time. It's okay for me to just, smell the roses and have a bit of a quiet, chill time. Capricorn, if you're a Capricorn who works creatively, you'll find that you do excellent work this week. It's because of that earthy connection that we've got going on all week. If you work with the physical body and you restructure the physical body, you work as a chiropractor or as a massage therapist, you're going to find that very easy because you have so much access again. But on a different level, more abstract level, you can really restructure your life and the bones of your life by seeing it creatively and making changes based on what it is you want to happen. Okay, Aquarius. For you, it's a good week to talk it out with someone and to express your feelings, to get back on the same page, to reconcile. You have a very considerate, intuitive awareness this week, and you're going to find it very easy to put yourself in someone else's shoes. And Pisces, it's a good week for work, self-expression, and simply using the momentum that you've got at the moment. If you work creatively or you want to start your own business or you're working on yourself, you can multitask easily in all of these different areas. So it's a good week for everybody, but there are different areas of focus which are going to work for certain signs. So look at what works most easily, where you make the most progress without really having to push things, and focus on that this week and enjoy the easiness of all that, the easy ride that you're on. So I hope this gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me, and then I'll draw up your birth chart by taking your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. And then I'll analyze that chart the way I just analyzed the chart for this week. And if you have any questions about what your natural strengths are, what you ought to do for work, or what you'd find it really easy and fulfilling, or what's coming up in future, like when the best time is to invest or to move house or to change a job, or if you have questions around locations, specific areas on the planet, I use astrocartography for that. So if you have any questions at all, please do get in touch. Check out some of my other videos, the videos on the new moons and the full moons. I do a daily tarot reading on this channel as well, so please consider becoming a member of the channel if you want to watch the daily tarot readings. And I've also put a link to all my social media things in the descriptions of each video now. It's a link that starts with Linktree, and it's got a list of all the things I'm on. So Instagram and Facebook and Cameo, I put myself on recently. And thanks to the people who ordered cameos with me, that was a fun experience. So I'd never done those before. So have a look at the link in the description for this video, and please get in touch. Have a wonderful week, and I will speak to you soon.